I don't know if you've noticed, but there are some oddballs walking around this place.
This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trailer to Reaction. And I think we're in for a treat. What I'm looking at today is the official trailer for Hokum, which comes to us via Damian McCarthy, who wrote and directed. Why is that worth mentioning? Well, because Damian McCarthy also wrote and directed Oddity, which I think came out in 24 or 25, and is a really good, effective, I want to say it's a ghost story, but it's really not. It's more a monster story, though it's done in such a way that you don't see the monster all that much. For a lot of movies, that would probably be a complaint for me, namely that there's not enough monsters on screen. The whole conceit behind Oddity is really clever, so much so that you don't need a monster on screen at all times to prove its effectiveness. It's just a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure it's streaming somewhere. Check it out, well worth your time. Though what we're looking at today is the official trailer for Hokum, starring Adam Scott. And as I said, the primary reason for me being interested in this movie is Damian McCarthy. So let's look at the trailer, and after, I'm going to discuss just a little bit why that's potentially an area of weakness for this film.
First time in Ireland.
My folks came here for their honeymoon. Always wanted to come back.
Why didn't they?
I don't know if you've noticed, but there are some oddballs walking around this place.
There are worse things than strangers out there, Yank.
One of the members of staff is missing.
What about the honeymoon suite? It's always locked.
I'm getting a weird feeling. Something feels off.
Jesus.
I can't find a way out. I keep hearing something. I think there's someone down here. Can you hear me? Get me out of here, Dad!
Well, that was the official trailer for Hokum, and it looks pretty good. And what I think is interesting is the way Damian McCarthy seems to be playing with light and shadow in this trailer. If you look at it, there's some deep shadow, but the person underneath remains distinctive. That's part of the art of making movies. How to simulate environments in such a way that it looks authentic to the audience, while at the same time being able to be shot effectively and safely. So the lighting he uses is just really interesting, and it reveals all sorts of contours and shapes of people. Though what I was referring to earlier, namely the idea that Damian McCarthy is the primary reason I'm interested in Hokum. What happens when you've never heard of Damian McCarthy as a director, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people haven't? Well, you have Adam Scott. You have a well-shot, interesting trailer. But you don't have a lot of reasons to see this movie in and of itself. That's not to say it's going to do bad. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that I don't expect this movie to make a huge splash. And Adam Scott's presence on the cast, and he is a good actor, can only help this movie because it's small. I wouldn't call it intimate, but it's a small movie. And small movies have to fight for every bit of oxygen they get. And I don't know if Hokum is strong enough to survive those type of situations. So what do you think? This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trailer to Reaction. Do you agree, disagree? Let me know down below. And as usual, consider a like, follow, or buy me a coffee. Peace.